Welcome to SafeSoft Solutions MarketDialer Demonstration Segment 6, Callbacks. The callback feature allows for the setting of a date and time for calling back leads so that the lead can be removed from the active dialing list until that date and time has arrived. The callback default setting is set to allow agents-only callbacks. An administrator can select to have the callbacks be unrestricted, meaning anyone callback. Agent-only callbacks. After clicking on the Resume Call Control button, if the agent has calendared callbacks, they will receive a green pop-up reminder screen for the scheduled callback with at least 15 minutes advance notice. The agent has three choices if the screen does appear. It will give you the option of choosing Open Lead, Snooze for 15 minutes, or Reschedule. Clicking on the Open Lead option will open the lead information form, and it will be flagged as Previous Callback, highlighted in yellow, so that the agent will know that this lead has been set as a callback for the last time it was called. Let's demonstrate that now. I'm going to click Open Lead. And you see we get an indication from the previous lead that wasn't before us. And you see now it shows Previous Callback highlighted in yellow with the unique lead ID and the prospect's information. Choosing the Snooze for 15 minutes reschedules the callback reminder for 15 minutes. Choosing the Reschedule Open option allows the agent to change the date and time to call back the lead. In this case, I'll demonstrate how we can hover over the button here, or the tab here, noticed as Call Lead. This Call Lead button, when you hover your mouse over it, will allow you to call the customer back. We call this manual dialing. This allows the agents to be able to dial any of the phone numbers listed in the main pane, the home phone number, the cell phone number, or the work number, as is indicated down in the main pane, home, cell, or work. So if an agent wants to manually call this customer back as a callback, then all they have to do is hover over and pick the number they want to be dialed from the main pane section. In this situation, we're going to choose the home phone and dial that number. The operator, the agent, excuse me, heard a ding ding in their ear and is hearing the line ringing for this prospect. Once the prospect picks up, the agent can use the call control buttons, as seen here, to control the call. In this case, it's ringing and it appears there's no answer at the other end. Actually, they just picked up and it's an answering machine. So I'm going to click the Hang Up Customer Call Control button, which produces my disposition window. And here I'm going to select my Hung Up option. I don't have an answering machine option at this time, or disposition. So I'm just going to select that. It's now highlighted, as you see in bold font. And I'm going to place myself on pause and then click Submit. Placing myself on pause will place the dialer back on pause, which will be indicated here to the right in the status indication bar. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Now, I could have at that time made a selection of callback again and recalendared it. So since I got the answering machine, which I wasn't expecting, I did have a reminder to call her at this time. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and finish the lead, and that will produce the disposition window again, as you see. And in this case, what I'll do is I will call back or calendar a callback for this customer, and I will try again tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and double click that, and as you see, by double clicking on the callback disposition has produced the calendar. And the calendar is, as you see, a typical 1-year calendar, 12 months of the year. As you see, we have the last 3 months of 2010 present, and then most of 9 months of 2011 in this case. So once having clicked that callback disposition, and the agent needs to now click a day from the calendar and select a time, meaning the hours, minutes, AM or PM, located here at the top of the screen. And you see I already had previous comments, so it said, to call around 10 o'clock, and well, she wasn't there, or she was on another line maybe, or she was busy doing something else. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try for an hour from now. So I'm going to click the same day, today's date, and then I'm going to just select an hour from now based on the time that I have before me, and I'm just going to make it 5 p.m. here. 5 p.m. should be good. And then I'm going to click the submit button. Now this is going to recalendar this callback. So now we can put ourselves on pause. As noted here, dialer is on pause since we don't want to take any more inbound calls, and we want to check our callbacks that we just recalendared here. And here you can see that we give you a summary of the callbacks that you have calendared for yourself. In this situation, it tells you the campaign that you were in when you calendared this callback, and obviously the name and some pertinent information like the phone number of this prospect, and the comments that you collected and typed here to remind you of what your conversation was when you last spoke. And we give you the status here and the of when the callback is, and things like that. So that is basically what calendaring a callback comes down to. It's pretty simple. You can change the status of these if you need to at any time by selecting it, and you get this pop-up that you're going to enter into this lead. And in this previous callback that you have here, what you can see is the information that you collected before, some of the statuses of when you may have contacted this prospect before, your dispositions that were previously done, their date and times, and the lead history and things like that that are presented here for the agent to see. So in this situation, I previously had calendared this callback, but now I'm going to change the disposition as Bob called and said he wasn't interested, and for us not to call him anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and redisposition this as a do not call now, and we will put ourselves back on pause again and click the submit button. So what we have here is what popped up here was when we got a do not call disposition, we automatically sent this to the do not call list in this situation. So that concludes segment 6 of calendaring a callback, and what a callback is and how to find one. And I thank you for attending. This concludes segment 6.